Hey guys, it's Paradise and it's another day, so we have another weapon showcase for Monster Hunter Worlds, and this time it's the ever popular longsword. So longsword mains like 269 can rejoice because we get a look at an even more offensive and mobile version of the longsword than we've perhaps had recently. As there's a new weapon dropping each day, we're going to keep you guys up to date with a breakdown each day, so drop a like below if you enjoy these and subscribe to stay up to date, and we'll kick it off by seeing a nice close-up of the longsword and the hunter in an armor set that looks really cool, possibly being the Doshaguma's armor set, and the longsword itself being either an iteration of the bone longsword or perhaps Doshaguma's longsword. Man, I love the way this new set looks. And as you guys know, I love the splash screen for each of the weapons, but then it kicks off the gameplay with the hunter doing a combo to build up his spirit gauge, and it looks similar to the standard shortcut combo where the hunter does a sidestep into the spirit combo rather than doing the usual combo string. The sidestep animation does look a little different this time, which is pretty cool, but this could also be the regular spirit slash combo at the beginning that you use to build your gauge, but it looks more mobile, allowing you to move around freely to reposition. And perhaps most notably, the final spirit round slash actually seems to be executed a little bit quicker, which is awesome considering this levels up your gauge. Overall, the combo is looking like you have a bit more control and directional input, perhaps even more so than previous games. And then we see the hunter attack and get ready to execute an EI slash to parry an incoming glop attack. The hunter finishes this off with a spirit roundhouse slash again, granting a spirit gauge level up. This just emphasizes the playstyle of the longsword being quite offensive and parry oriented. But then we get a look at the new Spirit Gauge UI, and it certainly looks improved in my opinion. We see the hunter engage with a special sheath double slash, a returning move from Monster Hunter Rise that grants you a passive increase to your spirit gauge. The hunter then finishes off his spirit combo, ending in another spirit round slash, meaning we can see the level up in the UI as well. You can see this with the white outline around the actual gauge. After this, we cut to the hunter immediately having level 2 in the spirit gauge, as seen by the yellow outline around it. The hunter then goes into a slightly new version of the spirit combo, executing a quick forward moving double slash midway. It looks quite mobile, allowing you to remain stuck on the monster a bit easier. It ends in a final spirit round slash, maxing the spirit gauge to level 3, making the whole thing glow red, which looks pretty cool. Also notice here we don't see the character go into an auto sheath after the spirit slash, suggesting that this might be removed. However, in previous clips, before the hunter gets to level 3 gauge, it does look like he may be starting to sheath, so it might be a level 3 spirit gauge thing. And furthermore, if you notice this extra slash after the final spirit round slash, this is actually a returning move from Monster Hunter Online. It allows for another attack to reposition after the spirit round slash, effectively removing the end lag at the end of it. And I want to emphasize the changes to the UI in the gauge, where being in level 1 and 2 is a lot more understated, while being in level 3 completely changes the color of the gauge to red, making it much more visually clear when you want to actually go into executing something like a Helmbreaker. Then we see the hunter execute a bunch of slashes that are strengthened by the gauge being red and appear to be new animations. It looks like a more stationary version of the spirit combo, and people did actually comment on seeing this in the behind closed doors previews. We're guessing this works quite well with focus mode because you can target a specific weak point on the monster. Next up, we get to see more of the longsword's new focus strike in action, which isn't as flashy as some of the other weapons' focus strikes, but does appear to be kind of like a grounded version of the Helmbreaker, so it will likely see a lot of use and it's very quick to execute compared to other weapons. It starts with a double jab into a quick overhead slash that then pops the monster's wounds and weak points after a short delay. Next is an example of the special sheath EI slash parry, a classic for all longsword mains out there. And then we get to see the new version of the Helmbreaker actually in action. Hopefully with this being a new Monster Hunter game, the bug of it being easy to miss is now fixed. The hunter kicks off the monster into the air and falls down with a strike, dealing many ticks of damage, but this time follows up with several awesome, almost anime-looking slashes with a very cool visual effect. This is the new ending of the Helmbreaker that we heard about from the press who got to see the presentation earlier this year. And then finally we get to see what looks like a new move that might be a new counter or parry, with the Hunter entering a readied stance similar to the Serene pose from Monster Hunter Rise. In the clip, the monster isn't attacking, so it is unknown if it is a parry, but the Hunter then goes straight into a Spirit Round Slash, making it possible that this new move instantly levels up your spirit gauge. So the longsword is looking like an absolute beast of a weapon in Wilds. It's super offensive, super mobile, and of course has those parries as well. And if you want to see more of the longsword showcase in action, we have it here just for you. Not the heavy bowgun showcase again. Sorry guys, here's the actual longsword showcase.